See your hands. Let me see your hands.
And hunting down criminals like animals. Behind the scenes with Mid-South bounty hunters. It's an Eyewitness News Uncovers report. Next. Bounty hunters are on the prowl in the Mid-South.
That's right. They can track down and show up on the doorstep of anyone who's wanted. Many bail bondsmen also double as bounty hunters in order to catch bail jumpers. Eyewitness News reporter Terrence Bates spent several days with a pair of Memphis bondsmen / bounty hunters. And Terrence, what are these guys really like?
Well, they're professional guys who needed more excitement in their lives. One of them is a former Wall Street analyst. The other owns his own entertainment company. Here is a taste of what you'll see tonight. I have to warn you, though, that a lot of the video you'll see is pretty dark because they mostly work late at night and try to be as inconspicuous as possible. I've also hidden their faces and given them phony names to protect their identities.
When that person misses court, we locate that person and put them back in jail.
I just think it's very exciting, you know, the whole hunting and chasing process.
Fugitive recovery. Who are you? Who are you? What is your name? Let me see your hands.
About 10% of the bonds that we write, people skip court. We write roughly about 40 to 50 bonds per month, so at 10% of that they may skip court, maybe a little more.
There are statistics out there that bounty hunters have a very high success rate. You know, it's the National Institute of Bail Enforcement claims it's 85% nationwide.
The Shelby County Sheriff's Department also has a unit that focuses exclusively on picking up fugitives. Department officials tell me that there are just so many fugitives on the street that the squad can't get them all. And anytime a bounty hunter makes an arrest, that's one less person the fugitive squad has to look for.
Does it get very physical for them out there?
Well, you saw him pull out the gun. I think that's a pretty physical.
All right. Well, tune in to Eyewitness News tonight at 10 o'clock for Terrence's full report. The Secret Lives of Bounty Hunters tonight right here on Eyewitness News. Again, that's tonight on Eyewitness News at 10. Join us.
Who are you? Who are you? What is your name? Let me see your hands.
I'm behind your back.
Eyewitness News goes door to door with Mid-South bounty hunters. Go along for the ride and see what it takes to get an area tough enough to survive and catch the crooks. That's all in an Eyewitness News Uncovers report next.
Who are you? What is your name? Let me see your hands.
I'm behind your back.
Bounty hunters are on the prowl in the Mid-South, and Eyewitness News is going on the hunt with them. At
their own risk, bounty hunters track down wanted criminals. Eyewitness News found that a lot of bail bondsmen double as bounty hunters in order to catch bail jumpers. And our Terrence Bates spent several days with a pair of Memphis bondsmen / bounty hunters, I guess you can put it that way. Right. What are these guys like, Terrence?
Well, they're a lot like you and I, Cameron. They're both professional guys. They just said they needed some more excitement in their professional lives. As a matter of fact, one of them is a former Wall Street analyst. The other owns his own entertainment company. Now, here's a taste of what you'll see tonight. Have to warn you, though, a lot of the video you'll see is pretty dark because mostly they work late at night and they try to be inconspicuous. We've also hidden their faces and given them phony names to protect their identity.
When that person misses court, we locate that person and put them back in jail.
I just think it's very exciting, you know, the whole hunting and chasing process.
Fugitive recovery. Who are you? Who are you? What is your name? Let me see your hands.
About 10% of the bonds that we write, people skip court. We write roughly about 40 to 50 bonds per month, so at 10% of that they may skip court, maybe a little more.
There are statistics out there that bounty hunters have a very high success rate. You know, it's the National Institute of Bail Enforcement claims it's 85% nationwide.
The Shelby County Sheriff's Department also has a unit that focuses exclusively on picking up fugitives. Department officials tell me that there are just so many fugitives on the street that the squad can't get them all. But Cameron, of course, every time the bounty hunters get out there and catch someone, that's one less person that squad has to catch.
Right, but it can get a little dicey out there too.
Sure, it can get dicey. I mean, anytime someone pulls a gun to enter someone's home, it gets pretty dicey. And they also say that it's dangerous just because you never know what's on the other side of the door.
Yeah, when the gun comes out, the blood pressure goes up.
I know mine was.
All right, Terrence. Catch the full Uncovers report, The Secret Life of Bounty Hunters, tonight on Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock. Plus, on the prowl with bounty hunters, Eyewitness News uncovers their secret lives. Right.
Recovery. Who are you? Who are you? What is your name? Let me see your hand.
Your right arm behind your back.
Bounty hunters are on the prowl in the Mid-South, tracking down anyone who is wanted. And tonight, Eyewitness News takes you along on the dramatic hunt.
Eyewitness News reporter Terrence Bates is uncovering the secret lives of bounty hunters. And Terrence, what would compel somebody to get into such a dangerous job? I mean, clearly there is some risk here.
Well, there's definitely some risk, but most of the ones I talked to said they needed some excitement in their lives. They generally are hired out by bail bonding companies like this. Their job is to go out and find fugitives who skip bail. Once they find them, they cuff them and pull them off to jail.
I was a Wall Street analyst for 15 years, and I loved the investigative part of it, but there wasn't really an action part of being a Wall Street analyst.
So now, instead of long days, he keeps late nights.
Miss Ruiz. Fugitive recovery.
I came from an entertainment background, and basically that's all I did.
That's right, he also became a bounty hunter. Because of the nature of the business, I'm going to keep their identity secret. Let's call this guy Crockett. His partner we'll call, Tubbs. While you may be expecting a lot of action and kicking indoors, Crockett and Tubbs say most of what any good bounty hunter does is research-based. It starts with the file of a fugitive who skipped bail, which really means the person never showed up to court. When that happens, the bail bonding company wants to bring them back in, and that's where the bounty hunters get involved.
It takes about 6 to 7 hours, for me, to find someone who really doesn't want to be found.
First, they check the fugitive's criminal background.
It was a gang-related drive-by.
They also tap into online databases to see if the bad guy has left a paper trail. Then there's Crockett's preferred method.
Please come to the door, fugitive recovery agents.
He calls it the knock and talk.
We have this address here.
Sometimes knock and talks lead right to the fugitive. Other times the bail jumper just doesn't hide well. After some checking, Tubbs found fugitive Ricky Coleman's door unlocked. Watch what happens.
Fugitive recovery. Who are you? Who are you? What is your name? Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. What's your name?
My name Curtis.
Hands up! What?
Hands up, all the way up. Curtis, turn around. Turn around. Turn all the way around.
That's him, brother.
And just like that, he's in cuffs.
He's wanted for promoting prostitution.
How long has it been since he missed his court date?
It may have been 2 or 3 months since he's missed his court date.
Why'd you miss your court date, man?
Man, I missed my court date, man, because I was out of town working.
But you knew you had a court date, right?
When I came back, my lawyer told me, said, you missed your court date, they gonna got a warrant on you. I said, can you do anything? There ain't nothing I can do.
Why didn't you turn yourself in?
I should have turned myself in.
Since he didn't, now Ricky is headed to jail in the back of a police cruiser. But arrests aren't always that easy to come by.
We'll be back.
There are statistics out there that bounty hunters have a very high success rate. It's the National Institute of Bail Enforcement claims it's 85% nationwide.
But
The defendant will give false information, and that's when it gets hard for us.
take this file, for instance. All the information is accurate, but the fugitive is nowhere to be found.
Hello, sorry to disturb you this late. Is here?
He's not here.
On this night, we followed Crockett and Tubbs to this house, which belongs to one of the fugitive's family members. In this case, the bail jumper skipped out on a $5,000 bond and has a couple of outstanding warrants.
He's not here, sir. We're a Christian family, and we wouldn't lie about that.
Crockett says the guy has been arrested at this address twice before, so he thought a third time might be a charm. But tonight, no such luck, and not much help from the fugitive's family.
He is not what a criminal,
He does.
but he's gotten involved in some criminal situations. I do understand
He almost
that.
killed someone with a .38.
Okay.
He beat him over the head with it.
I'm
I mean,
sure if you were out there in them streets, you probably defend yourself and do something. And I'm not justifying it. I know you can paint a horrible picture. What can I do to help right now is what you need to tell me, because I don't know where he is, and I don't know how to help him.
Which leaves the team with more questions and still looking for clues.
Mom probably wants to do the right thing. The aunt is probably afraid that she doesn't want him to go to jail.
The difficult part is that you're dealing with people who love the fugitive, and even if significant money or property is at stake, their love tends to override that.
Even with uncooperative families and friends, bounty hunters like Crockett and Tubbs say eventually they will get their man.
Turn all the way around.
When that person misses court, we locate that person and put them back in jail.
That's it.
That's it.
The best thing to do is to find out where they're laying their heads and walk in on them, at 3, 4 in the morning while they're sleeping.
Out.
You're taking a live look at the jail here at 201 Poplar. Ultimately, that's where fugitives will end up once they are caught. Now, Shelby County Sheriff's Department does have a fugitive squad. They obviously are overworked and can't get to all the fugitives that are out there on the street. And so they say that oftentimes bounty hunters are able to help them by arresting some of the people that they haven't been able to get to.
Terrence, in a couple of scenes in that video, one of those guys looked like he was wearing a badge around his neck. Do they have any police powers?
I'm sorry?
Do they have any police powers?
Do they have police power? No, they do have arresting power, but they don't necessarily have official police power. They do, again, though, work hand in hand with the police department. Oftentimes, they will call the police department and say, hey, we're in this area, we're preparing for an arrest, so if you get any calls, be aware. And sometimes they also call the police officers in to actually take the people down to jail.
Okay, Terrence, now, in order to be a bounty hunter in Tennessee, you have to be licensed as a bail bondsman and be assigned to a bonding company.